if you give a little more than you take.
Hello listeners, my name is Deladem and welcome to the Heart World channel. This channel is brought to you by Nurturing Dreams Ghana, where we talk about issues relating to the heart. The heart affects every aspect of our lives more than we know, and I want us to delve deeper into even these petty issues. It is said that you cannot conquer what you cannot confront. Trust me, the heart is bigger than what you think. It is because of heart issues, and that is why somebody cannot work with somebody. That is why the church is the way it is, and that is why people leave the choir. That is why pastors quit their churches to form a new branch, not a new branch of the same church. I mean, they leave the church to start their own ministries. And that is why you will see, even from the greatest minister to the least on the pew, may not be on talking terms with each other. Deacons are not talking to deaconesses. Husbands are not talking to wives. Employees and their bosses are at loggerheads. The heart is the source of our lives. And so we want to talk about certain issues that is not uncommon. I want to tell you a story, which is true. The story was told by Reverend Agnes, Mensah Bonsu. And this woman has a special ministry in heart issues, forgiveness, dealing with the root of bitterness, where she describes bitterness as a virus. So, there is a saying, the Calvary Charismatic Church, the first lady, the late Joyce Obeng, she says, Mama Joyce has something she used to say, that nipa modo, na yenhu nipa enwie. What this means is that man is deep. You can never ever finish knowing man. And when she talked of man, she did not mean a male, she means a man or a woman, human. She meant human. Human is deep, it's complex, complicated, and you can never finish knowing somebody. Now, if you set your mind like this, you will not raise brows too much when certain things happen, okay? And you set your heart like that, ready to forgive whatever comes. It is very difficult. It is not easy. Let me tell you a story. There was this woman who is based in London. And then mostly she's Ghanaian. When she comes to Ghana, there was this particular hotel that she uses. She lodges anytime she comes here. And then the cleaner of the hotel, who used to run errands for her, they used to talk a lot. Eventually, the man told this cleaner that she was going back to London. She had a lucrative business in London where she has workers working for them, and she was leaving, and she felt that she wouldn't be back to Ghana, or she didn't want to come back to Ghana. So she told this cleaner, and then this cleaner appealed to the woman, that if she could take him to London so that he could go and work for her. So this woman, upon talks, she decided to give the man a shot. It told the woman a very pitiful story, how he has 6 children, even as a cleaner, and then they live, all of them together with the wife, lived in a small room. All 6, including the wife, he himself making 8, living in a very small room. So you can imagine his condition and struggle. Now this woman decided to work on a work visa, for him, and then took him to London. He went to train him and then decided to let him work on the accounts. So he was in charge of the accounts. Word went around later that this woman had made this huge sacrifice and effort to help, became very dishonest to the woman. He started stealing from her. Then he started living affluently. He made a lot of properties from the things that he had stolen from the woman. He actually created ghost worksheets and was paying people who did not exist. So the woman got word and then decided to fire the accountant on impulse. So when he fired him, this accountant decided to take along the floppy disk that contained, they have a model where they credit to companies. So all those who owed the company's money, the woman didn't know about, but the accountant contained information. That information contained on the floppy disk. This man decided to live with it. She made every effort to get back her disk and claim her debt. It failed. Every effort she made failed. So she decided to pay this man back in his own coin. And then she discussed with a friend, and a friend, opted to help her. Okay, help her. She promised to woo the man to the meeting ground so that the woman can, demand the desk from her. And then the woman planned that she was going to eliminate this man when they meet. So she sharpened a knife and kept in her bag. She kept vigil the night before so that she would not waste any time in the morning, which was a Sunday. So she told the son, dissuaded her from going on with the diabolic plan. The enemy entered her heart. She became so bitter, and then she decided that this ingrate, this man who has betrayed her trust, is somebody who she had helped all her heart, who had paid her back this way. She was going to pay him back in his own coin. So she was going to bath the fateful day, Sunday morning. And as she was going to the bathhouse, there was this radio program by Reverend Agnes, Mensa Bonsu. Then that program was a program she always listens to. So the dial was locked. And then she was going to the bathhouse and she heard one particular message that the woman was preaching. And she said something like, nobody is worth your blessing and breakthrough. And whatever she said addressed the bitterness that was in her heart. So she decided to listen further. And she called the woman a witch. How did she even know that this was what she was planning to do? How did she know that morning she was going to actually murder somebody, pay somebody back because of what the person had done to her? So she listened in and heard a lot of things that dealt with the bitterness in her heart. She went back. She didn't bath any longer. She went to lie on her bed, brought out the knife from her bag, just laid it on her bed and started crying. She cried and cried and cried. She cried her heart out. And that was how she she let go of whatever offense she was keeping in her heart, and that was how she decided to let the matter go. Why am I telling you this story? Nipa modo. Usually when we want to help people, we take emotional decisions. If you want to help somebody, you would help. There are certain helps that you offer, that does not harm you in case something goes wrong. But flying somebody from Ghana, somebody who has no flying experience, flying the person from here to London to go in, change the story entirely. Let the person manage your financial, account, everything financial. Somebody you do not know too well, whose background you do not even know too well, and why a graduate like him was doing cleaning in the hotel, you didn't know, and you took the person out there, and then the person did this. To deal with the bitterness, you decided to cause murder. Now, this is a man. Anything could happen. As you hatched this plan to go in, he is a man, so he would not let this go without a fight. If you want to use the knife on him, he must struggle with you. You are an elderly woman, and before you realize, you rather get hurt, or both of you will get hurt. You end up in the prison, and anything could happen. The heart the heart of man is deep. It's something you can never know. If you think that you do not have the kind of grace that helps, and no matter what happens, you would be able to let it go. If this will make you bitter when the person you're trying to help disappoints you, please don't go too deep trying to help somebody. Try to understand the hearts of those who you seek to help, their minds, the way they think. And I think that talking with them, with the help of the Holy Spirit, you can know the heart of a person. It's said that the more you read the Bible, the more you understand the heart of man. And so if you want to help somebody, you need to be very, very intuitive, very discerning with the help of the Holy Spirit to know whether this is somebody you could invest that kind of trust in, so that you can safeguard your heart and your salvation can be assured. This is what our hearts are all about. Bitterness is a virus. Bitterness can rob us of our salvation and breakthrough. I want to end with the particular message that healed this woman's heart. That she had to let go of her floppy disk, everything she had worked for, let go and let God. She said, Reverend Agnes Mesobonsu, she said, nobody is worth your blessing, comfort and breakthrough. Many have ended up in institutions such as prisons, mental homes and hospitals because they could not forgive, and some had lost their lives. Let go and have your peace, joy and calmness. Don't put your dear life in somebody's hand to control. I repeat, don't put your dear life into somebody's hand to control. It's very difficult. It is not easy. It is not easy to forgive. It is not easy to help somebody doing right. You intend, your heart intends to do right, yet you end up suffering wrong. But what I'm saying is that let's set our hearts such that before we make such huge investments in people, for them to even disappoint us, for us to harbor bitterness, and become unforgiving, let's rather test them first to see whether these people are worth those kind of sacrifices. Now, nipa enwie. If you did not take anything from this today's segment, it is that nipa enwie na nipa modo. Man is deep, man is complex, man is complicated, including you and I. Thank you very much.